Okay, everybody. I am going to be showing you how to do the formation of cations and anions. So if you will look over here on my screen, you will have some elements that you're going to be working on. However, I'm going to give you some different ones here. Say, for example, and usually for each box, what you're going to do in box one, you're going to draw the Lewis dot structure. Um, in box two, you're going to draw the charges on the formation of the anions. So I'll give you two elements, A, B, C, D, E, and F, right? And so you'll do those on the sides. And then when I'm giving you those first couple elements, so for example, if I do francium plus, let's say, iodine, okay? So that'll be an easy one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw francium, FR, with one dot, okay? Then I'm going to take my other color pen and I'm going to draw iodine, okay? And iodine is in group 17, so it's going to have 7 dots, okay? Now, the metals are always losing and the nonmetals are always gaining. So francium is going to give one of its electrons, and the metal always loses all of its valence electrons. The nonmetal can only take on enough to make 8. So francium is going to give 1 to iodine, okay? And now iodine has 8. So now they're both good. Francium gave up its electron, iodine took on 1, now iodine has 8. So then in box 2, since francium gave away 1 electron, I'm going to call it a +1. Iodine took on an electron, so I'm going to call that -1. So now I'm done. Now, what if I had something like, let's say, nitrogen, and we'll say nitrogen and calcium, okay? So if we have calcium and nitrogen, calcium has 2 valence electrons, okay? Nitrogen has 5, all right? Now, nitrogen can only take, or excuse me, needs to take 3 electrons to make 8. It has 5, so it needs 3 more to make 8. The problem here is calcium doesn't have enough electrons to give it 8. It only has 2 to give. So what do we have to do? Well, we have to find another calcium, and that calcium is going to give 1 to the nitrogen. Now that nitrogen is satisfied because it now has 3 electrons. However, calcium, every calcium atom has 2. So now I've got this lingering electron here that I don't know what to do with. Well, guess what? I've got to get rid of that. So I'm going to have to create another nitrogen, okay? Because I've got to get rid of that calcium. So now that electron's going to go here, but I still have a problem because nitrogen still needs 2 more. So now I've got to create 1 more calcium, and calcium's going to give both of its electrons to nitrogen, and now that nitrogen is satisfied because it has 3. So now when I write this over on the side, how many red do I have? How many calcium atoms, actual atoms, do I have? I have 3. So I'm going to write a 3, and then I'm going to write Ca, meaning I have 3 of them. Now, each individual calcium gave away 2 electrons. So that gives it a +2 charge. Now, for nitrogen, I only have 2 nitrogens, right? But each nitrogen took on 3 electrons. So they're going to have a -3 charge. Y'all see how that works? So, and really you can check to be sure you did it correctly, because 3 times 2 is 6. That's a +6. 2 times a -3 is a -6. You want your charges to be able to equal 0. The sum of your charges need to equal 0. So a +6 and a -6 will equal 0. So we satisfied that rule. Now, what if I had something like rubidium, okay, mixed with, say, selenium, okay? Rubidium has 1 valence electron, and selenium has 6, okay? So how many does selenium need to make 8? Needs 2, right? Because it has 6. So it's going to get one from that rubidium, but it needs one more. So I'm going to have to get another rubidium, like so, and I'm going to have to show that transfer. So now when I write it, now selenium has two. I have two rubidiums, each giving away one electron. And then I have one selenium taking on two. Okay, so this is how you're going to do your sheet through Cami, or you can print it out if you have a printer, and you can do this by hand and just send me a copy of it. Either way is fine. So you'll have to be a little creative on Cami to figure out how to do your dots and everything. So anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you understand the demo. If you have any questions, please email me. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.